If you are wondering how many ways you can charge your Ecoflow Delta 2 Max power station, this is what I found. There are at least 5 ways you can charge your Ecoflow. You can charge your Ecoflow using the AC power cord, or you can charge it from solar panel using the DC port, or you can buy the expensive expansion pack from Ecoflow using the XT150 expansion port. In my previous video, I demonstrate you can triple the capacity with the watt cycle 314 mAh battery at a fraction of the cost using the DC port. Some viewers ask why not using a 48-volt battery. The fifth way I'm going to show you today is using a 48-volt battery. Without further ado, let's get started. Hi everyone, Winnie here. If you are new to my channel, welcome. Today we are just focused on the 2 most popular hacks on the Ecoflow power station. I will explain how they work, what's the difference, and lastly, the pros and cons of each method. The first hack is using a 12-volt battery to expand the capacity of the power station. This method is easy and very budget-friendly. Here's a recap of the method. If you watched my last video, I showed you how you can charge the Ecoflow Delta 2 Max at almost 400 watt. You can charge the Ecoflow Delta Max with 2 XT60i cable to double the speed. Look at that. This battery is charging the Ecoflow 388 watts. The downside of this method is it is a one-way charging. You need an AC to DC charger to charge the battery afterwards. The second method we're going to explore is using the XT150 port of the Ecoflow and an XT150 adapter cable from watt cycle. The XT150 expansion port on your Ecoflow Delta 2 Max was disabled by default. It requires a specific handshake to activate the port. If you look closer, not sure if you can see it, there's a marking P on this side and there's an N on this side. So P stands for positive, N stands for negative. There are also additional pins here for communication. This is the cable that changes everything. Previously, there are hacks that often require a resistor jump on the cable on specific pins of the port to wake up the connection and tell the Ecoflow a battery is present. Now, this XT150 adapter from watt cycle will do the tricks in a much safer way. If you look closely, you can see this adapter has 2 pins to wake up the port. Once connected, this adapter cable allows you to connect a battery with the same voltage and chemistry. The Ecoflow has a 51.2 volt nominal lithium iron phosphate battery, and this watt cycle battery is the same. So we can connect them in parallel to get more capacity and longer runtime. I just have a multimeter connected to the cable. Let's plug it in and see what happens. Let's turn on the power station. Look at that, we have 52.8 volt. Now let's turn on the watt cycle battery. Let's turn on the pack. It came with 60% charge and the voltage is 52.9 volt. So that's 52.8 and that's 52.9. So they are pretty close. Ideally, it is better to have both the power station and the battery to be at 100% state of charge. but I don't have a 48-volt charger, so I lower the capacity of the Ecoflow power station to match the voltage of the watt cycle battery. As you can see, at 69% capacity, the voltage of the power station is 52.8 and the watt cycle is 52.79, so they are very close. Since they are at a similar state of charge, it should be fine. Precaution: since it is activated, it is now behave like a 48-volt battery. Make sure you don't touch and short the terminals. That is why watt cycle shipped with a heat shrink at the positive terminal. For this demonstration, I'll connect the Ecoflow and watt cycle battery using just this cable. But for long-term use, I will recommend to add a DC breaker for added safety and allow you to disconnect the power station between these two. Okay, before we connect the cable, make sure you power off everything. Power station is off, the battery is off, the circuit breaker is off. Now we can safely connect the cable. Now it's nice that watt cycle provide this battery terminal cover. Great. Now we are all hooked up. Now it's time to plug in the cable. Next, we're going to flip the breaker on. Next, turn on this. Oh, it's on automatically. Nothing blew up. Everything looks fine. But here we have 0 input and 0 output. What about here? It's showing the current is 1.5 amp. Voltage is 53. Then trickle down to 0.6 amp and eventually 0 amp. Okay, now I have both hooked up. Everything seems fine. The cable is not hot. And I have 0 current flowing. That means they are connected and balanced. Once they are synchronized, this setup will behave like a single massive 7.16 kilowatt hour battery bank. The batteries will drain together because the watt cycle is 2.5 times more capacity than the Ecoflow. The watt cycle will push more power into the Ecoflow as you use it. So out of the 2 energy 200 watt shadow flux panel, I'm picking up 6.6 amp from solar. With 2 solar panels connected to both the DC port, I should get a little bit more, but because it is late in the day, I only get about 200 watt. Out of the 196 watt now, we're getting 2.6 flow into the battery. So the Ecoflow is charging both its internal battery as well as the watt cycle 48 volt battery. Since the combined total power is over 7 kilowatt hour, relying on solar will take a long time. So I'm going to use the AC charge as well to bump it up to 100%. Okay, Okay, we are now charging the system at 1700 watt. We are getting almost 20 amp to the battery. So it's 19.5 amp to the battery, and the total input is 1774 watts. And we have almost 20 amp is going to the battery. Okay, we're getting 64% charge. So we're charging at 18.2 amp at 55 volts. Now the Ecoflow is showing 100%. For the watt cycle, it's only showing 93%. I couldn't get it to 100% because I didn't start it at 100%. So my next test is going to see if I can drain it to 0. I have a space heater connected to the AC outlet. Let me turn it on. Power is on. Okay, I'm pulling 1500 watt. So I'm pulling 1488 watt from the Ecoflow. And let's check the. Now it's showing negative 20.8 amp. So both the battery and Ecoflow are sharing the load. And the watt cycle still have 6%. And there's no current flowing through. The Ecoflow finally shut down. And the watt cycle still has 6% remaining. I need to reset the BMS and then recharge the Ecoflow to 100%. I'm going to press that for 20 seconds. Okay, the BMS should be reset. Okay, it's charging up. Now it has 800 watt. Okay, I'm going to leave it overnight to charge it up to see if it will reach 100% tomorrow morning. It's 5:19 in the morning. I finally have it charged back to 100%. So it's 100% here, and it's also 100% here. So both the battery and Ecoflow are now finally charged. They are both 100%. After I fully charged both batteries, I did a capacity test using a watt meter. The usable energy was 6,116 watt-hour, which is just about 85% efficiency. For those of you who own this battery, what kind of real-world capacity are you seeing? Drop a comment below. Currently, the price of this battery is around $800 for 5,120 kilowatt-hour, which is about 15 cents per watt. But you can grab this for a lot less when it is on sale. Compared to the Ecoflow Extra battery, which costs $700 for 2 kilowatt-hour, that is 34 cents per watt, twice as much as the watt cycle server rack battery. So if you are planning to increase the capacity of your Ecoflow power station, this is a no-brainer solution. If you find this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to encourage me to make more videos like this. Another benefit of this cable is it opens up more charging options. Whether you charge the power solution through the AC port or DC port, it will also charge the watt cycle battery. The maximum combined input is 2,800 watt, 1,800 watt from wall charger, and 1,000 watt from solar input. I'm getting 1.8 kilowatt from AC charging. With the XT60i plugged into the DC port, I can get over 2 kilowatt. If you have additional solar energy and solar MPPT controller, you can charge it through the watt cycle battery and share it with the power station. How cool is that? If you already own this cable, please comment below how you charge your battery. Is there any issue with this cable? During my test, the cable stayed cool during charging and discharging. Is there any cons about this setup? Yes, there are a few drawbacks of this setup. Despite the two batteries are synchronized, the information shown on the power station will not reflect the actual capacity. The Ecoflow's LCD screen will not show the state of charge of the watt cycle battery. The apps will not work on third-party extra battery. You have to manually calculate the actual runtime or check the watt cycle app to see the state of the charge of the battery. This is just a small trade-off for getting a massive power bank for half the price. Another con for the battery is the weight. It is heavy. It is 92 pounds and not meant to be a mobile installation. So what's my take for this cable? I really like this cable. I will definitely use it on my camper since I'm using the power station to run my electrical setup. Big thanks to Watt Cycle for sending this cable and battery for this review. If you are interested in getting one, I have included a link for this cable and a discount code in my description. This will be my current camping setup. The Delta 2 Max power station and the Watt Cycle server rack battery will be the main powerhouse. The 12-volt battery will be the backup reserve when these tools are running low. Together, the total capacity is almost 11 kilowatt-hour, and I can't wait to test it out in my next camping trip. That's it for today. Bye!